The results were presented here by Dr. James Zogby, a prominent Arab-American public opinion researcher. Pollsters questioned over 4,000 people, Israelis and Palestinians, but also Palestinian refugees in Lebanon and Jordan, and American Jews.
For there to be peace, we ask the question, for there to be peace, a Palestinian state must be independent, sovereign, and contiguous. Huge gaps appear on the Israeli side between the larger segment of the population, which calls itself secular, that largely agrees with that proposition, and Orthodox, who overwhelmingly disagree.
Not surprisingly, the poll found a deep state of distrust between Israelis and Palestinians after more than 2 decades of a fruitless peace process and a continual expansion of Israeli settlements.
The gaps are great, but the gaps can be closed if you present a vision larger than the individual pieces, something like the Arab Peace Initiative, something like the Clinton Plan. But it's got to be put out, and it's got to be sold, it's got to be worked so that the parties can adapt themselves to it, and it's got to address all the issues.
But the poll found many people want a peace deal. For example, American Jews were found to be more willing than Israelis to curb settlement building and make Jerusalem the capital of both Israel and a future state of Palestine.
I think this polling does say something that it's not the first time we've seen this in polls. The American Jewish community is much more realistic, much more moderate, and truly believes, as most American Jews, that Israeli-Palestinian peace is vital for Israel and is important for America.
The poll found Palestinians deeply disillusioned as more and more Israeli settlements are built on occupied Palestinian land. Many here agree the United States is the only power that could pressure Israel to make concessions.
I think what we need to do moving forward, particularly from the United States, is really think about the role that we're playing here. And if we're not going to be helpful, and I think it's clear that we're not capable of being helpful given domestic politics here, then we should at least get out of the way of the international community and the United Nations Security Council and allow others to be involved in moving this situation forward. If we are, in the United States, convinced that our role in this situation is to act as Israel's protector and advocate and supporter regardless of what it does, then we are only going to fuel the situation going in a very dangerous direction going forward.
The pollster stressed that the views of the Palestinian refugees living in neighboring countries, as well as the Israeli Arabs, must be taken into account in any peace negotiations. The poll found overwhelming support among Israelis and Palestinians for a 2-state solution. The results also point to the importance of intermediate confidence-building measures, like an end to Palestinian violence and the lifting of Israeli roadblocks, as steps that could lead to a comprehensive peace settlement. Burton Bolag, KSA2, Washington.